Welcome to the launch of the Betway Premiership. It's going to be an exciting launch. It's going to be incredible what we're bringing you to you today. But look here, what's happening. With the Betway Premiership, looking back at the history of the Premiership, starting in 1996, the first league winners. I've got Manning Rangers doing the business there. Then Ajax, Cape Town coming into existence. Mamelodi Sundowns winning the league. Who can forget Santos and how they came from Cape Town, a little side, and winning the Premiership. And when you continue through the history, Pirates winning their first league title in 2001. Slow Poison, Manyatela, what a player, the top goal scorer in the league in 2002, the late. And we continue through this journey of a new sponsor with ABSA taking over the sponsorship in 2007, the beginning of the double treble for Orlando Pirates, and the history continues. We'll see. I know you're going to continue on the history wall. Take them through it, because I've been reminiscing. I've got the passion. I can feel it in me, all those moments.
I can see Wutik Shea Pagati inside and Ningizim Africa. As we continue with the history, Thomas mentions that double treble for Orlando Pirates, 2011-2012, and of course 2014-15. We saw Utepo Mashamaito Begadetlaleli Kaizer Chiefs at the time being pivotal in his side trying to reclaim the Premiership once again. I have to though go down here just quickly. Where is it? This one here. Mordiov scoring that 70-yard stunner against Mamelodi Sundowns, who are of course the current defending champions of the league. And as we walk down here, it's just beautiful, it's rich, it's full of history. Pitso Mosimane wins his 6th Coach of the Year award, breaking Gavin Hunt's previous record of 5 Coach of the Year awards. Ningizim Africa 2022-2023, very recent. This one, Royal AM's opening goal of the season came after 59 seconds. Abadlali basathi nje bashisisa igazi kancane, kodwa Ningizim Africa into sonke esingeke siyikhohlwe is when we get here, we look at Mamelodi Sundowns make it 7 league titles in a row. Their last trophy winning season also saw them set a new record for the longest unbeaten run out in the PSL. But Ningizim Africa, it's a new dawn for South African football. It's now officially the Betway Premiership.
Well, there they are, the dignitaries arriving. We've got the Betway Premiership ushers making them welcome, with the defending champion of the league, Coach Mangoba, coming in, members of the media arriving for what is going to be a special launch. The CEO coming through and having a look at the history wall as well. There was, I'm sure, throwing back to so much that she has seen.
Absolutely, and we see, of course, the big guns with the big money coming through from Betway arriving. The likes of Uspiwe Shabalala, we know what he did, and those colors of the mighty Amakosi. Will they get back to their glory days? That is the big question. Members of the media, once again, there's Shupi from Mamelodi Sundowns. Oh, that can be beautiful.
And then legends. Go, man, go, man, go. And yeah, I'm sure, the history just missed him as far as the Premiership is concerned, but still passionate about the game, men like Max Mabonyani. The Betway Premiership, it's about to begin.
It is officially about to begin.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official launch of the Betway Premiership. It's the football that will begin next weekend, but today we're going to be whetting your appetites. We're going to be speaking to the dignitaries. We've got the coaches, which you didn't see walking down the carpet there, but the coaches,
we only saw one. I only saw Coach Mangoba Mngqiti, a man that must be very excited and nervous all at the same time. Wait, hello, Coach. There he is. He does look nervous and excited. A good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Officially, welcome to the launch of the Betway Premiership. My name is Vosiwe Ngobo. I'm joined joined by the handsome, my height, my size. We're sitting down now, you can't see it, but my height, my size.
But handsome is a little bit far as that concerned. Skillful, I think, is where I
right,
like it with wearing the jersey number 10. However, first of all, to everybody that is here, I'd like to acknowledge the dignitaries. I'd like to acknowledge the Premier Soccer League as well for making sure that this event is taking place. Betway's representatives, we see you here in the front. Thank you for your presence, and thank you for the massive sponsorship in the football that we're about to see. And then I've got the 16 club coaches, their representatives, the PSL's partners, as well as obviously a room full of the esteemed media in soccer in South Africa.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon as we get ready for what promises to be a tantalizing season. I personally know that I'm looking forward to it. But Thomas, you and I are not sitting on the stage just by ourselves. I'm joined to my right, one of the money people, Mark Rolls from, of course, at Betway. He is the head of marketing.
Right next to me is the acting CEO of the PSL, Umamato Madlala. Mum, welcome to the stage, and we're looking forward to asking you some of the hotter questions that I think South Africans want to know the answers to as we get into a hot season ahead. You ready?
I'm ready.
I must also say, umuhle ngempela. Ngicela ukhulumele la. Ma, siyabonga kakhulu.
I'm being intimidated. I was intimidated before coming up here. I had notes that were written on printed at the office. And Mark was looking at his tablet and saying that I left them behind. I said, I'm not going to embarrass myself looking at notes, but thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Mama Madhumadlan, of course, the acting CEO of the PSL. Ma, I want to start this conversation and just speak to you because we look at the Premier Soccer League, one of the best leagues in the world. And when we look at the African continent, certainly number one, miles ahead of the rest. What would you say you would attribute the success and the recognition that the PSL has?
Firstly, I'll say welcome everyone and thanks for being here. And if it wasn't for the coaches that we have here, we wouldn't have as exciting season and exciting football that we have in this country. They are competitive. That 90 minutes is not 90 minutes. They say after 90 minutes is over. It's never over. It's after the 90 minutes is the planning for the next game. We truly appreciate you guys as the league. And to partners like Betway, who would wish for anything better? And to the media that's here, without you, our voice would not be reaching every fan that we have. I'm always reminded by my chairman when he says, every street in South Africa has a football fan, has a football supporter, and that is true. So the message that you take through every weekend, every midweek games is truly appreciated. We might not say it all the time, but we truly appreciate and we enjoy working with you. And please keep it up for this coming season. And why we're the best? We're the best in the continent. We're in the top 10 of the world because of the football that is played here. It's unpredictable. You go to every weekend game and you would think, if you are a betting person, you would think, excuse that, and you would think that this is the team that's going to win, but it never is. It's just that you never know who is going to win. It's not a two-horse race. It's not. It's anybody. As the season starts, anyone can win it. From the 16 coaches who are here, it's up for grabs. Anybody can win that. That's why we are the top.
Thank you, Mark. Mark, let me come to you, because conversations in every street corner around the country has been about the excitement of the Betway Premiership, what was coming along, and listening to the acting CEO here. I guess the question for me to you is, why? What prompted you to become a sponsor of the league? And also, how does the PSL's vision align with the Betway vision? How are we going to benefit as fans?
Thanks, Thomas, and thanks everybody for being here. I think part of the reason in terms of why is exactly this room here today. When you see the interest from the media, from the coaches, from the league itself in promoting the product, in taking it to the next level, that's really what it's about. We want to associate ourselves as a brand with something that people love, that people are passionate about, and I don't think there's anything in this country that more South Africans are passionate about than football. The domestic league has always been just number one. It really is what drives people. Like Madam CEO said, every street corner, every street football is the conversation. We want to be part of that conversation. And for the fans, we want to help create the conversations. We want to be putting out unbelievable content around the Betway Premiership this season. And we're just so excited to be involved and to actually get ready for match day one.
You have objectives, you have goals that you want to achieve as Betway. What are they?
Look, I think, like I've said already, I think the association with this great sport and this great league are really number one. It is hugely important for us to drive that association, to build that resonance with South Africans, to say Betway is a proudly South African brand. We are investing in the South African sporting landscape. Sponsorship is the word, but a sponsorship of this side is an investment in South African sport, and I think we can all agree on that. And it's one we're really proud of. And to be honest, Thomas, that's our kind of guiding light in terms of what we're trying to achieve this season and the seasons going forward. We want to be part of the conversation in football. How do we do that? Hopefully everyone's going to be seeing a bit of that today and a lot of that coming in the season ahead.
You know what I'm getting from Mark? We were sitting, waiting for that opportunity to just come in as Betway and be part of the lovely football nation. Ma, you speak about this partnership with Betway and you speak about it in such a beautiful way. So when we sit down as lovers of football, what then can we expect in terms of the league itself and for the fans sitting at home when we go into the 2024-25 season?
For me, I think it starts with those the young kids at home who were not there when the Max Maponyanes and all the legends who were there before, played. It's about the investment from Betway in bringing that alive. It's about the history of the game and keeping it alive. And with partners like those, we are going to achieve what we want to achieve. With our fans as well. Most of our fans who are at the games, at the stadiums, don't really understand where we come from. They don't understand where this game comes from, where we started. When the grant that we used to get was about 150, and at times the grant was not available. So it's bringing all of that, it's bringing the game to life, and this is what Betway is good at. It's about those conversations. It's about teaching the youngsters, the players as well, some of our disky players and even the current players who are playing for the Betway Premiership don't really have that understanding. And as the league, we haven't been able to document that, but together we are doing that. And fans are going to benefit now. Fans will start talking about what they now understand and why the passion, why people will die. It's not just a game, as they always say. Football is not a game. It's life and death.
Yes.
And they will understand where that comes from with this partnership.
It's life and death, and that's the truth.
And it can kill you a real death.
As they say as well, one of my former coaches used to say as well, that football will kill you.
Real
Real
death.
death. And it does.
He needs to be on the history wall out there, that slogan.
I'm hoping to see him when we get.
But when we talk about slogans, Mark, everybody for the last few weeks has been wondering what you've got up your sleeve. We're there now. We're going to find out the new slogan. What will be chanted when Betway Premiership crosses presenters' lips, fans' lips? They'll also be saying something else.
Absolutely, Thomas. And I think it segues beautifully from what Madam CEO has said. What we're wanting to do as Betway, certainly with the Betway Premiership, we are wanting to make this league famous for its heritage. It all exists. It's out there on the history wall. Those are just a tiny, tiny portion of the beautiful stories that this league has created for South Africa. So it's really leaning into the heritage of this league, what has built it up, to the current, absolutely celebrating the current, trying to improve the product so that there's more fans in the stands, so that everybody in the football landscape can benefit from the league itself, and then obviously looking forward to developing the future. How do we make sure that this league has got 10, 20, 30, 100 years ahead of it of success and maintaining its position or improving its position on that global leadership level? So from a slogan perspective, I think I'm going to probably say less, and ideally the AV that we're going to show just now is really going to do the story for me, but that's really what it's about. It's about talking to heritage, focusing and celebrating the current and looking to improve for the future.
When I walked into the room today, it was on the back wall here. I got a glimpse of what that slogan is. Loved it. And I know you are going to love it too. Here it is, the Betway Premiership's slogan for the first year of their sponsorship of the Betway Premiership. Take a look.
Lalela, ufuna ukutshela indaba. Uyawazi umlilo ovusa ilangabi lothando olungapheli. You see, it was this game that turned boys into giants. This game was once our proudest weapon of defiance. When our history was still written in black and white, football refused to listen when it was told to keep quiet. We had powerful names that must never grow old. Defenders would stop nonsense, and strikers that would make your blood run cold. Ungabakhohlwa mama, who raised us to be proud and bold, while our fathers went north to feed us from the mines of gold. Through all this time, ibhola likaze lishiye, sikhule nalo, asitukasi. Ezama-90s, zokutshela ngo-Black Jesus. But do they know how everything stopped when Jomo stood on business?
Jono decides to clown it up, much to the joy of Pirate supporters.
Uyabakumbula Oscar Nosporo, who dazzled before all Loch no Majoro. Even today's aces inherited the name from those who came before. All of them are legends forevermore. But we can't only look back at what was done before. Just remember, these vast arenas used to be nothing but despair and dust. In football, forever we trust. Usavutha lo mlilo. Buza kwabaziyo, bazokutshela. Lisegazini forever.
Lisegazini.
Forever.
Forever.
No truer words have ever been spoken than
Absolutely.
Lisegazini forever.
Because you know when you and I got here earlier on and we were walking down the wall and looking at those moments and you were like, I'm so excited. I'm like, because Lisegazini. Because that really is what it is.
Linjani igazi lapho?
Lisegazini. I can't say what color. I'll just say all the colors. Lisegazini. And you live with it. You can't get out of it. Some call it a drug. Whether you are down and out, you still want to be part of it. So Lisegazini, it's something that you cannot do without.
That's,
You every day, you know, you talk about that.
it's been captured, right?
It's been captured correctly. When it was presented as well, I think I had goosebumps as well, because I said, finish, it's done now. Let's go ahead and announce.
No,
Mark,
before you
let's
go on,
talk
before you go
about
on,
that.
before you go on, I'm looking at the Chiefs coach, Mr. Nabi over there.
Yes,
And obviously he's not
it's
South
in the
African,
blood.
right? So we need to, you know, we
Okay.
need to make sure that we get that understood.
Okay, so let me
Lisegazini,
say it in Zulu and then you'll follow up.
Yeah.
Lisegazini.
forever.
No, it's in the blood.
In the veins.
Translation.
It's in the veins.
It's in the blood, it's in the
veins. It's in
veins.
the everything.
You can't
The game, the beauty of it, everything, it's in you.
You can't live without it. But Mark, we have to give it to you and your team because it's so true of what every South African thinks. I mean, when I was in university and studying, I used to be like, I need to study and my schedule needs to work around the football because Lisegazini. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, look, I think, like I said, hopefully that AV does a lot more justice than I would to the line. But Lisegazini forever, for us, is just, it's a portrayal of what football and what sport means to us as South Africans. Like you say, you change your schedule around sport. We're a very proud nation. We're a very competitive nation. I think there's been, between the Olympics and the Springboks and everywhere you turn, there's just South Africans performing, punching above their weight on international levels. This, for me, what we just saw is an unbelievable portrayal of that, and it talks back to what you were saying just now, Madam CEO, like, it'll kill you a real death. It's in our blood forever. You have your colors. We want to be emphasizing the colors of the league that come out through the players, the fans, the clubs. That's really what makes this league so beautiful and such a privilege for us to be a part of.
You know, Mark, I don't want to be the one that brings us back to serious topics because I'm loving Lisegazini forever so much, but there is that ongoing debate around the integrity of sport and sports betting. So how is it that Betway with the PSL is going to be promoting, you know, responsible sports betting?
Look, Thomas, let me start by saying it's massively important to us as Betway, I think, in terms of doing a job for the sector and certainly for our own brand, that we not only do the bare minimum in terms of responsible betting messaging, but actually go over and above. So what you're going to be seeing throughout the season and seasons to come is actually us kind of reinforcing that message. We absolutely appreciate the industry we are in and the fact that it is growing in this country, and I don't think anyone can watch TV or listen to radio without not knowing that. That being said, we own that. We want to make sure that people know how to get help, people know what betting responsibly looks like, how to actually go about it in their day-to-day lives, how to take control. So yeah, I think it's something we want to actually use the inventory around the Betway Premiership to really promote that and not shy away from that whatsoever.
And not shying away from that whatsoever. What I'm getting from you, Mark, and what we're going to be bringing to our viewers at home now and for everyone here is talking about responsible gambling. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Let's take a look.
Ko Betway ba tshepela hore o tshwantse o betjhe ka tsela e nepahetseng. Ka nako e nngwe o tlamehile hore o ikhule hanyane. Ka nako tse ding o ska leka go busha tse di lahlegileng.
Nakusasa kuse olunye usuku.
Dlala ngokusemandleni wakho.
Uyathoka thusho rohona.
Awuhambi wedwa.
Hopola, bet responsibly.
Let's also clap for bet responsibly. Mark, I want to chat to you because when we see the scrutiny all around the world around betting companies and sport, as Betway, what are you going to put in place or what are you going to do to ensure that you're seen, not only seen to be, but also be an ethical and a responsible partner in terms of the Premier Soccer League?
It's a great question, and I think one of the key things that needs to be better understood across South Africa is just how well regulated this industry is here. There are very strict guidelines in terms of advertising, messaging, et cetera, that we have to adhere to. We need approvals before we are putting adverts out there. And I think from a footballing perspective, it's an obvious question, but we are part of a listed entity, listed in the on the New York Stock Exchange. Everything we do needs to be above board. We wouldn't ever risk that on, we get a lot of customers who might see an 89th minute goal and say, match fixing. Unfortunately, we have nothing to do with those games. We certainly have, if anything, we often lose because of those last minute goals. But I think from a responsible betting perspective, what we ideally are after here is a lot of customers who can use betting as a form of entertainment. Don't bet more than you can afford to lose. Enjoy it. As soon as it's something that's weighing on you, you need to take a break, and that's fine. So it's really something we're going to be reinforcing throughout the campaign.
Mama, we're at a new era with the Betway Premiership. What's your message to the fans out there? You know, how should they get behind their teams in the Betway Premiership? Because Selseka is in forever, man.
To the fans, I might have forgotten to talk about them, but to the fans back home, we truly appreciate you. We've seen the numbers. You've been coming out in numbers to go and support the games that have played so far, and we are hoping to see the same. Because without your support, without you being at the stadiums, teams, players as well, they perform when you are there. So come out in numbers and bet responsibly as well, as we say, that it's about betting responsibly. Don't over. And as the league as well, this is a partnership with Betway. What we've introduced as well, there is a rule as well, and in our compliance manual, that has gone out to all the teams to tell players as well that every single individual who is registered with the league, we've forwarded the names to Betway to say, you do not bet. You do not go out and bet, so that we address what you were asking about betting irresponsibly and also match fixing as well, to say you are not allowed to do that. If you are registered with the Premier League, you are not allowed to go out and bet. All your details are with Betway. So we are in this together to say, while promoting responsible betting as well, some of you are not allowed to do that. And that's the message we're saying to fans as well. Come out in numbers. They will be coming up. Betway is coming up with exciting innovations that will be happening at the venues. So we want to see you back at the stadiums. Thank you.
You know, Vusiwe, everybody wants to know what they're playing for. You know, the thing you kiss at the end of the season.
The one you sleep with next to your bed the day
Shower
after you
with.
win.
It needs to be on the wall there as well. Take in the shower. So, Mark, Where is it? Like, we want to know. Have you got something new up your sleeve?
It doesn't exist right now, Thomas, and that's actually a beautiful comment, because what we're wanting to do with the trophy is, we believe the trophy is something that should exist way beyond Betway's sponsorship of the league. Hopefully that's a long and fruitful sponsorship, but what we're going to be doing is creating a brand new trophy for the Premiership. That will obviously be the Betway Premiership trophy to begin with, but it'll exist way beyond us. We are going to inscribe every single winner from years gone by that we can possibly get onto there. And it's something that we're going to be working, again, in terms of Lise Gazzini. We're going to be working with an extremely well-known local artists, talk about people punching above their weight on the global scale. We're not doing this internationally, we are doing this locally, and we're really excited to take fans on the journey of actually building that trophy, a genuinely South African trophy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a hand, the head of marketing at Betway, Mark Rolls. Thank you. And also give a warm thank you to Mato Madlala, who's the acting CEO of the PSL. We appreciate your time this afternoon. Thank you very much.
All
but
right.
before you leave, Vusia?
Yes, so Mark said it, it's been a journey, it's going to have a lot of history to it. Lise Gazzini forever. Let's see what everyone's going to be playing for this 2024-25 season.
Incredible fixtures on the first weekend of the Betway Premiership. Look at what is coming your way. Harry Gwala Stadium has a massive fixture. Then you've also got that huge game between the new boys in the league as far as Moromo Gallants are concerned, as they take on Kaiser Chiefs. You've got Orlando Pirates, Chippa. You've got Rise and Shine and Bulugwane City taking on Amazulu. It's the Natal Rich boys who will be in action against the boys from Mpumalanga in TS Galaxy. Then Stellies take on Golden Arrows. Sundowns in a Pretoria derby up against SuperSport United, Kokuni United, and they are in action against the new boys, the champions in Magezi.
welcome back to the official launch of the Betway Premiership, and we continue to build up to the 2024-25 season, which officially kicks off on the 14th of September. Now, what would a football season be without the coaches? Thomas and I have some of the coaches joining us right now. As you can see, it's a full house. We've got 8 out of 16 sitting next to us, and perhaps, Thomas, I'll just go straight into our discussion.
Jump in.
And
Go
I'll-
straight.
Straight,
Yeah.
Thank you. And let me start with the man to my right, Coach Nasruddin Nabi. We look at Kaizer Chiefs, 9 seasons, trophy droughts, no league title, no cup title. Let's talk to you about how you are looking to turn things around for the mighty Amakosi to take them back to glory days.
Coach, ça fait 9 saisons que Kaizer Chiefs n'a rien gagné, un grand club, un massif club comme Kaizer Chiefs. Quelle est la potion magique que vous amenez pour pouvoir gagner des trophées cette saison?
Thank you very much. Donc, je ne peux pas parler de portion magique. Je peux dire que peut-être il n'y a aucun de mes collègues ici qui serait content que Kaizer Chiefs est dans la place actuellement. Pourquoi? Parce que si Kaizer Chiefs n'est pas au top, toutes les autres équipes et le football sud-africain ne sera pas au top.
I don't have any magic.
I heard the magic part.
Hello? Can you hear me?
We loud and clear.
Okay, I don't have any potion to put Kaizer Chiefs ahead as before. But what I'm coming to do in this season is to do my best to bring Kaizer Chiefs up there where they were before. And none of the coach who among all the coaches that are sitting here, are not happy to see Kaizer Chiefs where they are. But also I cannot make promises right away, but I'll do my best this season.
Je pense que ma mission est d'essayer de remettre Kaizer Chiefs à la place qu'il mérite par rapport à son histoire, par rapport à son ADN. Et je pense que essayer aussi de poser quelques soucis, quelques problèmes à mes valeureux collègues. Hein? Donc c'est ça ma mission en fait.
My mission here is to bring Kaizer Chiefs back where they were before, and cause a lot of bring them with their DNA that they had before, and cause a big problem for all those coaches who are here in the city, like Sandton and those big teams that have been winning titles.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach. I'm going to move on because a man who was listening intently, leaning forward, wanting to see into your eyes with the first game coming up is Coach Dan Malisa. Coach, did you get anything there? Because I couldn't help but notice that you
No, I understand.
You were focused though.
Yeah, no, I heard everything.
And what I want to get from you, Coach, is are we going to be seeing the Dan dancing from Maruma Gallants? Are we going to see the influence that you've had at every club that you've coached in your past, the same way, that exciting South African style of football that you bring?
Well, with the way things are going, let me just say, we were talking with Clinton now and said, hey, coaches, when they come together, they pretend to like each other. And when the matches are on, hey, we fluke each other like mad, you know, but it's all in the game. Now look, if what is happening now, you know, with our practice matches and is anything to go by, then one can be very confident, you know, of a good season.
And the people of Bloemfontein, I know you're headed down there. How exciting is it to be in this new city with this massive support and thirst for football in the city that you're going to be being in, with the Betway Premiership now coming with you, Maruma Gallants, to Bloem?
Look, that's one thing I personally like, you know, but at the same time, you think about the pressure it will put on the players, you know, if you're not used to it, because we've got a lot of new players. I wouldn't say young, I would say new players, you know, in the league. So we need to try and manage the pressure that will come with the support, but it's much appreciated support. I know sometimes it can be hostile. John probably will tell you, but we need people, you know. Empty stadiums are not so nice. If you can hear me from the bench saying something wrong, it's not okay, you know. I would rather have those people behind making the noise than people hearing me on TV or on radio.
Yeah, because we also don't have beep, 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 beep. So, yeah, more is better. Coach, Putimuhafe, rise and shine, Polokwane City. Last season, Coach, you're promoted. All expectations are blown out the water, finished top 8. Hey, this season's Betway Premiership, how do you do more than that? Like, I mean, that was amazing. Keep talking.
I think it was spoiled all in the sense of the hunger of the players and the motivation from the players to work more harder and for them to be exposed to the new league. So I think that is what pushed them to the limits.
What are you bringing to the new league in your second season now? Because you surprised them, but now they know you. Now they know you. Now they know you exist.
Yeah, now everyone knows how Polokwane City plays, and we just need to change one or two things so that we can also be the surprise package again. But we need to get improving, and we need to work more harder so that these people that are watching and that are seeing us playing, they get a different Polokwane City than the previous season.
All right, I'm going to move on now and go to you, Coach Pablo, because we look at AmaZulu, and for 2 consecutive seasons being the team that has the most draws. If you look at last season, 12 draws out of 30 games. Let's talk to that and how you're looking to strengthen your team going into this new season. We know you've lost the likes of your Litswalos, but you've made some good loan signings, the likes of Pewa, Igodaro. How is AmaZulu going to look coming out this season, looking at that you missed out on top 8 last season?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much. We know it's going to be a challenging season, but we all have big expectations. We want to be and do better than last season. We want to compete and to play a better football. We want to achieve more. It's not going to be easy, because as you mentioned before, all games are going to be life or death, you know, really even. There are many very good teams challenging the same targets than us, many good coaches. And from there, we know that it's going to be a tough path, but we are also pretty convinced that with the quality and the talent of our players and the good job that from the technical staff, the management, we are doing in AmaZulu, we are going to get it at the end of the season.
All right, we'll see how that goes. Thomas, we are moving to cooking.
And I like what the coach had to say there. Coach, 240 games live on your World of Champions in the Betway Premiership. We'll be watching every single one of those coaching interactions. Trust me. I'm going to come across to my left-hand side here, where first of all, Coach Jose Rivero, Orlando Pirates coach. Coach, what struck me over the last couple of games and now going into the Betway Premiership is, will Orlando Stadium be like that all season long? I mean, the atmosphere, the passion, what you're doing there, what you're cooking there, is something that Premiership fans, I think, are looking forward to.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. We want to win games. The way you decide to do it is what it's, in my opinion, is going to make the difference in the amount of people that will put interest on you, will follow you, and finally will come to the stadium. I think it's our responsibility as a coaches as well to try to always offer a good show. So invite the people to come with our football is one of the objectives. If we speak about the fan base, Orlando Pirates is obviously something special in this country. So again, it's our responsibility to offer them a good show, to play the brand of football that our fans want to see, and it's going to be important for us to see the stadium the way it was just a few days ago.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. I'm going to move on to the man next to you, who surprisingly is in a moon boot. That's normally a footballer's situation. Coach, Kwanelekopo, Chippa United, were you out there in the 18 area? What happened?
Yeah, thanks, Thomas. I think it's it's a representation of what's going to be happening from Chippa this season. No. I did my Achilles training with the players. But yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
You know, last season, 5 points from the top 8. Comfortable finish. I think if you a Chippa fan, it's been a while since they've had their feet up on the last day of the season and just enjoyed the football. How do you go a step up from what was a really good season for Chippa last season?
Yeah, thanks for that compliment, Thomas. I think, yeah, we did relatively well last season. Unfortunately, we didn't finish the way that we would have wanted to finish in the last couple of games. But I think we collected the necessary points when you look at a club like Chippa United and the history it's had. So the objective this season is to try and move the team from being this constant relegation team, and then be a stable contender in the PSL, but also bearing in mind that we don't have pockets as deep as our competitors. But I think on the field, all the coaches here and all the clubs know that when it's 11 versus 11, it's a different ball game. So our objective this season, like everybody else, I think with welcoming Betway, new beginnings. And I think there's going to be new achievements for a couple of clubs. And I think Chippa will be one of those clubs that it's probably going to make a historic achievement this season. I think there's something that we're going to achieve special.
Wow.
All right, I'm going to go straight to Coach John Maduka because, Coach, we look at what Royal AM was able to do last season, finishing in 13th position despite that FIFA ban, which seems to be something that's hurt the team. But we also saw some new players coming in from Diski. This time around, how do you manage to do it around to make sure that you don't potentially face the drop with that FIFA restriction in place and having some of your players like the likes of Masuku departing?
Afternoon, everyone. Yeah, difficult season last season, and again, expecting a very difficult season ahead of us. Each and every game that we play, very, very difficult. All the teams that are in this PSL, very difficult team to beat. So, as a team, make sure we take one game at a time. And again, being consistency, I think it's one of those things that let us down last season. So this time, going to this season, we got to be consistency. And again, we've got so many young players that we have introduced in the team. It's their opportunity. It's up to them not to grab this opportunity with both hands and try to help the team moving forward.
All right, Coach, all the best for the upcoming season. Lebohang, firstly, congratulations. We love to see the movement from player to assistant coach. Let's talk to the citizens, because I think the one question everyone is asking, will the citizens challenge at the top? We saw what you were able to do in cup competition. Didn't end how you wanted it to, but we look at the signings that the team has made this season. We've seen how those combinations work, particularly in the midfield. What are the expectations? We've heard the chairman say he wants silverware this season.
Good afternoon to everyone. Firstly, such an honor to be here, like you said, stand in front, or to sit in front of former colleagues, former top coaches, some of the new coaches, top coaches also, former teammates, such a pleasure. But yeah, I mean, we've obviously gathered a very, very good-looking team, but yeah, on paper, we all know, on paper never plays on the field. We've kind of shown what we can do, but obviously, like Thomas said, we faced a mighty force in Orlando, which is so difficult, and yeah, we were, we held our heads high, we took the loss, obviously, because we lost to a better team on the day, but there's so much optimism in our team. We are so confident at what we think we can do as a club with all that we've brought in and all that we've had before. So yeah, I mean, obviously we came fifth last season, and we're obviously looking to go further than that, But obviously you have to first look to secure your status first, to be quite fair, So we're looking at that first and just taking it one game at a time.
Secure the status.
Secure the status.
That's not like,
Chairman,
let's not put ourselves under pressure. We're going to keep it nice and calm. We're not going to put the players under pressure. We see the tactic, and well played there, Level. Very well played. We see what you did there.
But Chairman is sitting thinking, I've given you 11 new strong players. You want to secure the status.
No, that's everybody's trying to do here, right, coaches? All of you are making sure, first and foremost, status, and then whatever happens after that in the Betway Premiership, well, it happened.
What happens, happens. Thank you so much to this group of coaches joining us on the stage as we build up to the 2024-25 season, kicking off on the 14th of September. And of course, these are the fixtures that you can look forward to as we get the action underway. Thomas, a lot of good fixtures we've got coming up here.
Plenty of them to look forward to. And, you know, when you look at how the season is going to be beginning, I think so many just looking forward to that trip to Bloemfontein. And I saw already that Coach Dan is like, no. That's how the Betway Premiership starts, with a fantastic, massive, huge fixture.
It's going to be packed to the rafters, that one. That's, of course, the fixtures you can look forward to in the 2024-25 Betway Premiership.